Hey, hey, smack him a god, man. I'm Dr. Fucking with me is.
Oh yeah, the total alcoholic Ian Wadley. What's up, baby?
What's going on there, Ian Wadley?
Oh man, not too much, man. Had a good Christmas. Waiting for New Year's, but in between, the Raiders got a fourth victory. What are you gonna do? It's a good day. It's a good day. I'm so mad because I was hoping to be back in New Orleans for this. Raiders played the New Orleans Saints, and I wanted to be there so bad, but I couldn't make it. But fuck it. I'm here recording the Rock and Metal Combat podcast. I'm okay. I'm all right. And we are doing an amazing album that I can't believe we haven't done before. Uh, so if you haven't read the title, you're just like, oh, fuck it. I download whatever. We're going to do AC/DC Highway to Hell. So, god damn. It's a good day. It's a great day.
Yep. And I said this on Almost Human Live this past Thursday, and I'm going to say it again here. But here, I really mean it. This is the last time you're going to see me recording it.
Yeah.
I'm moving. I can't live in my house for a while till we get the permits for the grass and also inspectors. I might not be in there for months, but in the meantime, I'm gonna have everything set up over there. I'll still be doing my shows at my new house, but I'm gonna have to leave at night and stay at my brother's because, hey man, I don't want to get fined. I'm not,
Fuck that shit.
which I will not be living there. I will be organizing there, and every night I'll be at my brother's and then back to the house fixing shit up.
All right. Well, as we mentioned on your live show, originally we were going to do Docking Back for the Attack, but Dick Twatkins couldn't do it on the Sunday night because of work, and I take it. Goddamn, I'm having a brain fart. Tony Dio couldn't do it either, huh?
No, I talked to him, Tony Dio, today. He said, "Oh man, I was gonna text you because I couldn't do tonight because he's going with somebody somewhere, and they're getting stacks and stacks of vinyl from an AM station from the '70s."
Oh wow!
And I'm thinking, man, I bet you I'm gonna like a lot of that shit. A lot of killer yacht rock, I'm sure it's gonna be in there.
Fucking A, right?
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like right now, we do it on Sundays, and we do it like when we start. It's like 8 o'clock your time, 5 o'clock my time. So I get it. Like different people, they got to work on Mondays. No fucking shame. And if we got to do a Saturday show in the future, as long as you don't have a concert or anything going on, we'll switch it up. But fuck it. You got the two of us. You got the two fucking musketeers here. We're talking about AC/DC, the last album with Bon Scott. What can go wrong? Nothing.
Oh, yes, he can puke. He can choke on his vomit and die after this album.
Oh, you had to bring that up.
That was wrong.
That was very wrong. That was very. I still don't believe that shit. There was some espionage there.
You think Bon Scott's part of the Illuminati?
Well, he was.
You think Bon Scott is now in a room with Tupac?
If he is, he's banging Tupac. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, take this, bitch, because he's a man. Bon Scott is a man. Is a man's man.
That's right. If Bon Scott had gay sex, he'd be the pitcher.
Yeah. Bon Scott is such a man. If he had gay sex, it wouldn't even be gay. It'd just be sex.
It'd be the only time gay sex with a man and a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Bon Scott. Look at this motherfucker. Look. Well, I don't know how this works.
By the way, I think I could be wrong, but I think it was Edwin Canastracci that said that photo shoot for Highway to Hell was during the Power Age years.
That I don't know.
That's what he said.
Could be, but I learned a lot of interesting shit about the recording of Highway to Hell that I had no idea about. But doing research for this episode, I found out. So, when we get to the album, yeah, a lot of cool shit to talk about. But fuck it, we got to go to the news. Let's see what's going on with the news here. Let's see here. Oh, Blabbermouth. What's going on fucking Blabbermouth? Uh, Joe Lynn Turner, that fucking communist son of a bitch, performed with Russian singer Andrei, did a bunch of consonants in a row in Moscow.
That's
And
another commie piece of shit.
oh, he's a commie piece of shit. Fucking. Well, I don't know. Joe Lynn Turner married a fucking. He married a fucking communist. Some communist chick. And Joe Lynn Turner hates America. He talks about it all the time. He hates America like he hates wigs. And, fuck him. But at the same time, what a voice. What a voice.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. I tell you,
I gotta tell you, Joe Lynn Turner had me fooled in the '80s. I thought that was I didn't know that was a wig.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this: Joe Lynn Turner, the second best singer ever for Rainbow. True story.
Uh, well, it's my second favorite era of Rainbow.
Yeah, close enough. Second best singer ever. Graham Bonnet sucks cock. But I will say this about Graham Bonnet: he's not a fucking communist. Like Joe Lynn Turner.
He doesn't wear a wig.
Yeah, Joe Lynn Turner's a fucking albino fucking communist. So fuck him right up the fucking ass. Let's see here. John 5 on what made Eddie Van Halen's playing so unique. He said it's all in the hands.
Oh,
And
wow, I would have never known.
yeah. Well, here's what I want to ask you about, because this is a video you made, and I've got it saved in my favorites. You put out so many goddamn fucking videos, dude. I can't get to them all the time, but I always save them, and then when I watch them, I give them a like to help the anal rhythms. But you made a video where Sammy Hagar is saying like, maybe Joe Satriani wasn't the best for Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
And in new news, Water's wet. He was I've seen so many people on YouTube, and there's one guy in particular. I wish I knew his name so I could bring it up, because I recommend everybody watch this guy, but I don't know his name off the top of my head. This guy is Eddie Van Halen note for note. If you're gonna do a fucking tribute tour, I'd rather see that. Get somebody who's gonna fucking play it right than fucking douchebag fucking Joe Satriani, who hasn't done shit since Surfing with the Alien, in my opinion. But yeah, fuck him. Fuck him. What did Sammy say exactly? Was it like apologizing for how bad he did it playing Eddie Van Halen songs? What was it?
Oh, he basically said that Joe Satriani was not the right fit for this Eddie Van Halen tribute tour. And I'm like, this ain't an Eddie Van Halen tribute tour. I'm sorry. If you're gonna do
It's a chicken foot tour.
Yeah, it's a Vangina tour with Sammy Hagar solo shit. You're doing a fucking tribute to Eddie Van Halen while playing I Can't Drive 55 and My Steel and shit. What's that got to do with Eddie Van Halen?
Nothing.
So yeah, get Joe Satriani to play it, because after all, you're not even doing an Eddie tribute. No, a bunch of bullshit. Fuck Sammy Hagar.
Fuck Sammy Hagar, that fucking bitch. All right, what else we got here? Hold on. Glenn Hughes again, bitching about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, saying it was fucking uncomfortable. And what he's alluding to is how uncomfortable Ian Gillan made him and David Coverdale feel at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How do you feel? I mean, I know you got, I know your feelings about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but let's take that out of the equation. if you didn't hate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you liked it, and Deep Purple's getting inducted, but they're kind of showing less respect to that era of Deep Purple. How do you feel about that? Do you think like if anybody's going to get inducted, it should just be the Mach 2 and fuck the others? Or do you feel like the others deserve to be there and Gillen should have fucking shut the fuck up? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think even Tommy Bolin should have been there.
Yeah.
It's been long enough. Yeah, we can goof on Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So let's do that. How are you going to induct Rod Evans and not Nick Simpler?
No sense. No sense at all.
How is that possible? You are not inducting. You induct Rod Evans, but not fucking Nick Simpler. But again, it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's to be expected.
Yeah.
But I think, and shows you how much I care. Were Glenn Hughes and Coverdale inducted with?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Yes. It was only the Mach 1 through 3 era that were inducted.
No Tommy Bolin?
No Tommy Bolin.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And what bothers me about that, and I've said it before, a band that I am a huge fan of is Parliament, Funkadelic, whatever you want to call them. It's kind of the same band, but they do different things. But when they were inducted, there was like 19 people inducted, 19 members, and it's a I shouldn't say predominantly, it's an all black band. Even though Funkadelic is more like rock and roll, like Jimi Hendrix type shit, where Parliament was more like disco kind of funk shit. But they didn't dare tell them who could come in and who couldn't. You have all these different members, but it seems like with white rock and roll bands, they're very specific about who gets in. Just like with Kiss, it was only the original 4, And that's what I think sucks is I'm all for everybody. Like if you're in a band that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you should get in. That's it. I mean, if you were a legit, I'm not talking like you filled in on tour for 2 weeks while somebody had a broken arm, but if you were a legitimate member, fucking get in. You should have your name recognized. And even a band like Deep Purple, where you have a member like Steve Morris, who, if you add up all the years, was in the band longer than Richie Blackmore, he should be inducted, But then we get back to, the main thing was Glover and, not Glover, Coverdale and fucking, what's his name?
Glenn Hughes.
Glenn Hughes are crying because they said Richie Blackmore was mean to them and didn't respect their era of it. Yeah, it sucks, but God damn it, stop bitching about it. Get up there, say your piece when you get your chance, and it is what it is. It's unfortunate. Like, I don't think fucking Sammy Hagar should be in there for fucking Van Halen, but he is. But you know what? Whether I like it or not, that fucker was in the band for a good amount of time, so he should be able to get up there and say what he does, and we should all make fun of it. But he needs to stop crying about this shit. He's been doing it ever since the induction. What do you think?
Well, look, of course, if you're going to induct Deep Purple, you have to induct all lineups. But at the same time, if they only inducted Mach 2 and no other lineup, then I can accept Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's exclusion of Nick Simpler. But just the fact that Nick Simpler and Tommy fucking Bolin.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't set the world on fire, don't get me wrong. But that album's essential. It's as essential as some of these other fucking groups that get, one Flock of Seagulls inducted or some shit like that. There was some band that it was inducted that really were like one hit wonders.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean the thing is, and I hate to bring it up like fucking like racially, but if it's a black band, everybody gets in. If it's a white band, like we'll pick, and it's usually bands that they don't really want to put in the first place, but they're pressured to, like Deep Purple, like Kiss. These are bands they don't want in there in the first place, you know. But then they're very strict on that. But they don't dare do anything to a black artist or a female artist because then it would be deemed racist or whatever. And I'm saying induct everybody. If you are a contributing member of that band, you should be in there. I firmly believe Vinnie Vincent should be in there for Kiss. Eric Carr should be in there. Bruce Kulick should be in there. But basically what Glenn Hughes is bitching about is not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but just that Ian Gillan was mean to him at the thing.
That's kind of douchey too. I mean, what the fuck is up Ian Gillan's ass to be that way? Did Glenn Hughes fuck his girlfriend or something?
Well, basically, he was replacing the band by him, so it's kind of like you fucked my wife, kind of thing.
Stupid. It's like when I interviewed Tony Martin, he told me that he was backstage at a Savage show, and Ronnie James Dio lost his mind, didn't want him there. It's like, why? I don't get that. Okay, whatever. You mean the guy wants to eat, got invited to sing in Black Sabbath. It's nothing against you, Ronnie. And it's nothing against you, Ian Gillan. I don't know. I just don't like how they're disrespectful to people that didn't do anything to them.
All right. Well, then be nice to Josh Toomey.
What he do?
Exactly.
What do he do except being Scab Dr. Fuck?
Oh, see? You sound like Ian Gillan.
Oh no, I love Josh Toomey though. And I'm very polite when I see him.
Yes, you are. Let's see.
So
what else?
I secretly want to suck his dick. But I don't want to tell him.
It's no secret. It's well known.
I don't want to tell him that because then he'll think I'm gay. I'm not gay. I want to suck his dick.
Just curious, All right. Josh Karabi said something makes a lot of sense. He says he doesn't measure success by the size of his bank account. If that's how I judged it, then I failed miserably. And fucking ain't right, man. John Karabi is fucking awesome.
He is.
Awesome. And you know what? You and I probably have more in our bank account than John Karabi.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah. Yes. And I think what he said is absolutely right. It's like everybody it's funny. My son, like all these bands that we talk about, he's like, "Oh, you think he's a millionaire? You think he's a millionaire?" I'm like, "Fuck no, he's not a millionaire." I'm like, this guy probably doesn't even have health insurance.
Who came out not too long ago, said he's never been a millionaire? I don't remember which member it was, but a guy from Tesla.
Yeah.
He said he's never been a millionaire.
Oh, I believe it. But people have these illusions. But here's the thing. If you're in a rock band, first and foremost, the way you make money, have your song or have your name on the writing credits of the song. That's how you get paid. If you're the Bobby Blotzer of the band that has no fucking writing credits, the only money you make is through touring. And if you're lucky, merchandise. And for a lot of these people who come in, like into an established band, okay, that's all you get is proceeds from the concert. You get none of the merchandise. You get none of the fucking record sales. You know, you get all this. People think these guys haven't, you know, they're so rich because they're on Blabbermouth. You know, no, not true. Not true. But, I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, if you're proud of what you contributed and it stands up the test of time, to me, that's worth more than money. You know, and I think that's what Karabi was getting at. Like, yeah, I may be kind of broke, but you know what? I've got some records I can put my name on, I can stand behind, and years from now, some people will be talking about it, and that's cool. But doesn't make you a fucking millionaire. That's for goddamn sure. If fucking doing all that shit made you a millionaire, would all these rock stars live in Nashville? Nope. These fucking rock stars live in Nashville because they don't have California money. You know, if they had California money, they'd be living in California, not fucking Nashville. I mean, that's the truth right there. Fucking Nashville. By the way, come to Rockin' Pod in Nashville.
Yeah.
To meet a bunch of motherfuckers who lost all their money and now live in Nashville.
And avoid.
Oh, and you know what sucks? When it sucks, hopefully we're about ready to get some more like names that are coming to Nashville, but we lost Chips Enough. Chips Enough will not be there.
Oh, woo-hoo.
I wanted to meet him. I like me some Chips Enough.
I met him once.
Did you?
Yeah, he was cool. I saw it was a scab. Enough's enough. I think it was only him.
Yeah.
They were opening for Mike Tramp.
Oof.
Oh man, I saw Mike Tramp live. That shit was painful.
Why did you go to that?
To the Reuben. You know, two reasons.
I love that guy.
2 reasons. It was literally 2 blocks from my house when I lived at the condo. This little bar I'd never been to before. Not a lot of people showed up. And we went and we hung out with Chips Enough because we had weed.
Well, see, that's cool, but I'd rather hang out with him than see. I mean, fucking Mike Tramp's bad enough if he's with Vito Bratta. He's even worse by himself. That shit's fucking horrible. I don't care what fucking Sinkin' Stanley says. Fucking White Lion sucks cock. That's horrible shit. That's horrible shit. That's some fucking Hurricane Alice level fucking shit. That's fucking horrible.
That's not cool, man. You don't like a band he doesn't like. That's not cool.
Hey, that's my opinion, and that's what matters. Fucking Mike Tramp. Mike Tramp. That's like, oh, I'm going to see the lead singer from fucking Sleaze Bees. Who gives a fuck? Fucking Mike Tramp.
I did, man, I can't remember now what it was, but I did a track by track the other day. And there was a ballad on one of those albums that I go, this, and you know me, I like ballads, but you know, there's a lot of ballads.
Yeah.
I go, this has to be the worst ballad I ever heard in my life. And then I go, wait, I forgot When the Children Cry.
Oh, that shit's horrible.
Is there one worse than that? I mean, Brandon doesn't really count. But, I mean, like, stupid hair metal ballads. Is there any ballad worse than When Children Cry?
I don't think so, because I mean I'm putting myself in that perspective of when that shit was even relevant. And I'll tell you this, like when Wait came out, I was like, hey, not a bad song. Not a great song, but not a bad song. I'm like, I'm like, maybe I'll check this band out because I never heard any of the other shit, you know? And then when the Children Cry came out, I was like, nope, no fucking way am I gonna buy this shit. Fuck that shit. That's some faggot shit. And by faggot, I'm not talking about gay people. I'm talking about people who get laid less than gay people. I'm talking about this. That's some Man of War shit. That's some fucking.
He's talking about a British cigarette.
Yeah. Fucking When the Children Cry. Let them know we tried. Get the fuck out of here. That's like, you make Poison sound like they have balls.
No, seriously. seriously, poison ballads are better.
Oh yeah, yeah. And what's all this shit about Vito Bratta? Was he that great? Was he any different than anybody else?
He was very Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, that's a terrible thing to say about Eddie Van Halen.
No, it's like if you order Van Halen from Wish, you get Vito.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go from Timu, if you go to Timu and you're like, I want Eddie Van Halen, and then it comes in the mail and it says Eddie Van Hagar. You know what I mean? It wasn't Van Halen. It was some Van Hagar shit. It was like, but it was fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. Fucking horrible bullshit. Fuck White Lion. Fuck all that shit. Fuck him right in the fucking ass. Let's see what else is going on here.
Hey, what's up? What's up with Danger Danger?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Danger. White Lion. Right here. Same fucking thing. Same fucking thing. Sleaze bees. Fucking
Sharp
you know,
Island.
actually here's Danger and White Lion. Here's Ugly Kid Joe. That's how bad it is. Ugly Kid Joe with Cats in the Cradle is above here. Fucking bullshit, fucking fag rock crap, fucking bullshit.
Kick Tracy wannabes.
Yeah, exactly. Kick Tracy, just as bad. Fucking Nelson, fucking God, what's a Hurricane Alice, Rhino Bucket, fucking, all that fuck XYZ, the same bottom feeder fucking bullshit, fucking 16th generation hair metal crap. I think.
Yeah. Thank God
Anyway.
for Nirvana.
Yes. Oh, I 10,000 times over. Thank God for Nirvana.
Yep.
Bury this shit. Holy shit. Mark Tornello is 70. I had no idea.
Guy from Accept.
Yeah. Yeah. And TT Quick. He was on, goddamn fucking, Dangerous Toys and the other guys. We met them at Rockin' Pod. These motherfuckers, god damn it. Must be nice to be in a fucking band, Josh Toomey, and and have access to all these rock stars, but god damn it, I gotta say, you want to get rock stars, fucking talk louder. That's Jason McMasters and this other guy's podcast. The other guy, I think he was a rock photographer or some shit. We met him at Rockin' Pod. Nice guys. Super nice guys, not hating at all. But of course, you know their fucking manager, so you can get them on the fucking show. But anyway, had Mark Tornillo on and talking to him about, being in a band. God damn, Mark Tornillo's fucking 70. That's rough, dude. That's fucking, and he's talking about what it takes to warm up for, and this motherfucker's like, we stay at a Holiday Inn. He goes, I look for a gym, and if you look at Mark Tornillo, he's in amazing shape, but all the things that he has to do as a 70-year-old man to get out there and play a fucking show with Accept. Fucking hats off, but man, that kind of shit puts shit in perspective. It's like, we love Accept. They're in their 70s. It's like, I'm 50 going on 51. How old are you now, Ralph?
I'm going to be 60 in February.
In February, you're going to be fucking 60. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit.
I love it.
I don't mind. You know why I love it? Is we're going to be dead soon.
Yeah,
and
I'm
good with that.
I also love the fact that I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the same way. I love the era that I grew up in, and I love the bands that I got to see. I wish I got to see more of the bands that you got to see. 10 years difference. You got to see a lot cooler shit than I did, but I still got to see a lot of amazing shit. But I look at the world today, and I look at the state of music today. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'll check out soon. I'll go. I'm fine.
You know something, dude? I really don't want to go to shows anymore.
I do, but I don't. Because there's a sense of FOMO. There's a sense of like I want to go because when am I going to get to see this band again? But then there's a reality of is it going to be good? Is it going to be a shell of what I know or
Yeah,
what I've seen before?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and and the reality of like I'm still, as a 50-year-old man, I still work for a living, and like unfortunately everything here's during a week. So like what little and a guy who's just started a job like within the last year, like I don't have a lot of vacation time. And okay, am I going to use what little vacation time I have to go see this band? And is it going to be worth a shit? And I'm kind of like that angry old man. Like I don't want to go to a movie theater because people are on their phones and they're talking and shit. And it's different than when we came up. It's a different fucking beast.
I
Uh,
feel like going to a show for me is a hassle, and it's too sanitized. Shows
yeah,
sanitized today. There's no dude walking into a fucking arena covered in pot smoke. That's what I'm used to. You know,
yes, yeah. Thank you.
everybody burning, smoking. No fucking laws. You go into that venue, fuck everybody. You really experience escapism.
Oh yes.
I don't experience that anymore.
Oh, dude, I went with my son and I'm freaking out because I don't know if I can bring in my fucking vape. Because they're like, oh, you can't have outdoor fucking arena, the middle of the goddamn desert, basically, and don't bring in a vape because you might have marijuana in there. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? When we went to shows, it was drugs galore. Your feet stuck to the fucking floor of the venue because there was spilt beer and all kinds of shit. You could be high as a fucking kite. You could do whatever. And you're absolutely right. It was escapism. You could go there. You could do whatever you wanted and enjoy the music. Nobody died. Nobody got shot. You didn't have that shit before Dimebag. We didn't go to shows and people got fucking shot on fucking stage. You know? You went to a show and people were fucking high as a kite, drunk as fuck, and everybody had a good goddamn time, and you woke up the next day and told people about it.
You see that's one main reason. Another main reason that it's not appealing for me to go to shows anymore. I'm gonna go see a band that I saw in their heyday for
Right.
$20 in the heyday. Now I gotta pay 10 times that, 100, $200 to see a band, not only not in their heyday anymore, but really no original members except one or two.
Right.
I'm gonna pay for that. I'm gonna pay $200 for what I paid in the 80s that was less than $20. That was far superior than that ska band can do today. I don't want to go to shows anymore. I will make an exception. Like the one band I will definitely make an exception for is Raven. I went to go see Raven, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
That's a band you can put your money, and plus it's cheap. It's a fucking club show. You pay 10, $15 to see this amazing veteran band that's been around for 50 years kick their fucking ass, or you can go see Mike Tramp.
Yeah. It's so bad. If you go see Kansas now, the fucking violin player has two eyes. Not buying it.
You're wrong. I'm the Kansas expert. You're talking about Rich Williams, the guitar player. He's the guy with the patch in the eye.
Whatever.
The violin player died about 3 years ago, and he was amazing.
Yeah, but he donated his eye to the other guy. That's probably why he's got two eyes now.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway.
You know more about Kansas than me.
But no, I get it. There's like, God, I want to see these bands. and it sucks, 'cause, like, especially being at my age and starting a new job. So it's like it's going to take a couple years to where I build up a lot of vacation time to where I can take times off for these shows. But it's like, who the fuck am I going to want to see by then? No, none of the bands I want to see will be touring. I don't give a fuck about Hailstorm. That's not my fucking shit.
Voice of Cult is another one I'd go see. And they just announced they're playing some outdoor place with
Yeah. With who?
Commodores.
Fuck, I'd be right there. And I heard, I don't know if this is true or if this is just some like Facebook bullshit, that this is the last tour for them finally.
No. They're on tour forever.
Well, I mean, that's what they say. That's what the t-shirts say and have said for fucking years now. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, goddamn, fucking not Buck Dharma. What's the other motherfucker? Eric Bloom. Eric Bloom is fucking 80. You know? And I just saw a fucking, Blue Oyster Cult last year. And it was fun, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't that strong, if you know what I'm saying, So, yeah. It sucks getting old, but we did what we did. And you know what? You young kids can listen to it on the Rock and Metal Combat podcast, because we were there.
Everybody going to shows today, when you leave that show, you didn't see what I saw. Look behind Ian. Angus Young is the only guy left in that band, in that picture.
Yep.
Those prices are like $500 or something. On top of that, it's in a stadium. I hate stadiums. Hot, muggy bullshit. Stand there all day. I'm sorry. And then you're going to have nosebleeds. Fuck that. I saw that band for $11.
Yeah, $70 t-shirts.
And I'm telling you, when I saw them for $10, it's way better than now that it's $500.
Yeah.
Why would I want that?
Hey, an episode we just did like 2 episodes ago, we did the Beatles. Did you see Ringo coming out with Paul McCartney in London? How about that? They did Helter Skelter and Sgt. Pepper.
It was very, very cool. I liked it. Yeah. I like the fact that Ringo got on the drums.
Yes.
Cool.
I thought he sounded damn good too.
Yeah, man. Ringo ruled. Ringo looks good too. He looks better than Paul, that's for damn sure.
Well, Ringo is one of those like health fucking nuts. So he takes care of himself and shit.
Yeah, he's like the good looking Beatle now.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, like, look at me. I'm 27, and I look horrible, Shit happens. Ringo lives a clean life. I don't.
I'm about to be 60, and I look as horrible as I should at 60.
Pretty damn good for 60, if you ask me. Doing good, boss.
I ain't quitting the show now. Now you said
that. Let's see here. Casey Chaos died from a heart attack. It's revealed now, not an OD.
Who was that?
But that's the dude from Amen that died.
Oh yeah,
a couple weeks ago we talked about.
Yeah,
and it's weird. He's from where I lived when I lived in Florida. I lived in Melbourne, and he's from Melbourne, Florida. And this is terrible. He flew his mother out from Melbourne, Florida to LA for Christmas. And he was all excited about that. So his mom lands at the airport. He's not there to pick her up. She's like, what the fuck? Goes to his place and finds him dead. That sucks.
I don't know this band. I know a band that was Amon that turned into DSI.
No, Amen. You ever heard of a band called Christian Death?
Yeah.
He was in that band too.
Okay, that's some gothic shit.
Yeah, he was in Christian Death and Amen. I liked him. Probably not your wheelhouse, probably not what you like. but still kind of. I mean, the story when you hear it, like, oh, that sucks. And he was like in his late 50s, but you know, years of drug abuse doesn't surprise a heart attack. You know.
Hey, man, he lived the way he wanted to.
Hey, yeah, whatever. You know.
Like Lemmy, you know? Lemmy could have lived another 10, maybe even 15 years. The fucker loved partying. You know,
Lemmy probably died 10 years before he actually died, but he was just so Lemmy, he kept going. You
Lemmy,
know.
like Mama Cass, Chris Farley, all these motherfuckers, Grateful Dead guy, Jerry Garcia, all
Yeah.
these motherfuckers lived how they wanted to, unhealthy, but you know what? I applaud them. They knew they were gonna die young. They didn't give a fuck because they loved that lifestyle, and I think that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
other one I feel bad for is you know, Kurt Cobain because he was shot by his wife.
El Duce.
Yeah. Ah, shit. What else we got here? Skillet.
I'm gonna fill up my tea. You talk
All
about
right.
this thing, and I'll chime in when I get back.
All right. What else we got going on? I don't see a whole lot here. Not a lot of news. You know, it's fucking. You know, it's Christmas. It's Christmas week. Not a lot of shit's going on. Don't give a shit about that story. Don't give a shit about that story. Don't give a shit about this story. A lot of stories I don't give a shit about. I mean, if you guys give a shit, go on fucking blabbermouth, you know? Like, what do you need me for? Oh, God. Drowning pool? Really? Do we need to hear a story about drowning pool? Let's see here. Or Mark Tremonti. I'd rather hear him sing Frank Sinatra. What do we got here? Don't give a shit about this. Don't give a shit about that. Don't give a shit about a new LA Guns record that's gonna suck.
I gotta now. I gotta take a piss.
Okay, go ahead, piss.
Sorry.
Tommy Lee showers once a week. What else is fucking new? Horrible fucking shit. Fucking okay. See final concert of Wasps where they're playing the first album live. Wish I could have seen that. I didn't see it. I wish I would have saw it, but you know, fuck Blanket. Blanket, you're doing the first album, but you're not doing fucking Animal. Get the fuck out of here. Go suck a dick. Sammy Hagar sucks cock. Fucking Kiko's. Why are we still seeing shows about fucking Cuckoo LaRue for fucking Megadeth? You left like 3 years ago. Nobody gives a fuck. God. What? Nothing. Nothing. I don't give a fuck. Nothing. Don't give a shit about this. Don't give a shit about that. Former except bassist Peter Blotz, how I became a fucking born again Christian. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. It's your born again Christian fucking bullshit. Don Dawkins selling his Harley. Who gives a fuck? Let's see. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing. Nothing I give a fuck about. Nothing you should give a fuck about. No, no, no. Rather gets back, we're going to talk about the fucking album. Alright, here we go. Alright, but how you guys doing, though? You know, other than that, did you have a good Christmas? You know? You excited about New Year's? Or are you doing, what are you like me where you're staying at fucking home? Or you're going out and having a party for New Year's? Drop it in the comments. Hit that subscribe and smash the like button.
That's what the kids say, Ian. Smash.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Pull up your pants, Grandpa.
Yeah.
So anyway, all the news stories suck. What do you say we go into the album that we're going to talk about today?
Hell yeah. Let's do this.
All right. All right. This is one I was excited. I was like, we were gonna do the docking episode, and we couldn't work shit out with the guests. So I text Ralph. I was like, I'm trying to find some shit we haven't done. I'm like, Highway to Hell, debut from Boston, or fucking I can't remember the other one I sent you. But you're like, fucking Highway to Hell. I'm like, God damn right, because this is a man's album for men who like music. This ain't no bitch album.
This ain't no fucking White Line.
You goddamn right. This is fucking real fucking shit here.
Motorhead Overkill.
Yeah, that was the other one. Great album.
Yeah, I just did a track by track of that. That's why I was like, it's my favorite.
Yeah, no. Hey, dude, I picked 3 ones where I was like, they're all awesome.
Yeah.
And some of you be like, oh, Boston sucks. You know what? You suck. You fuck.
Nobody says Boston sucks. But you know,
there's some people who say that.
But they're nobodies.
Yeah, I could give a fuck. And I am going to attack in this episode a group that you're part of, Ralph. And I'm going to say this, first and foremost. This is not a personal attack on you. But there is a group that I'm going to attack in this episode. It ain't personal. It's just, it's part of the larger, story here. But yeah, I mean, Ralph picked this one. I'm like, fucking A, how have we not done this? Actually, the one I really wanted to do was Dirty Deeds. And it turns out we did Dirty Deeds like years ago. But you know what? We've been doing this show for a fucking decade. This show has lasted longer than the fucking Beatles. I forget shit, I forget what the fuck we've done. So we're doing Highway to Hell. That's what you get. Eat a dick, motherfuckers. Highway to Hell. Ralph, when did you first hear this? Did you know this before Back in Black? Was this your first introduction? What's going on?
No, I knew AC/DC before Highway to Hell.
Okay.
My friend Yai, who you met, right? You met Yai at
Yai.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Yai bought If You Want Blood when it was brand new. And I'll never forget, this band's good. And he played it for me. And I was like, I like it, but that singer sounds like an alien. I didn't get Bon Scott first time.
Wow.
It just sounded, I never heard a voice like that. This was 1978,
No, I get it.
And then soon after, I'm pretty sure I bought High Voltage before Highway to Hell came out. I'm almost positive I owned High Voltage. And then I bought Highway to Hell when it was new. And something that Gene Simmons said recently, when they got Brian Johnson, they exploded. But with Bond, they really were nothing. Gene's an idiot. Because with Bond, Highway to Hell was taking them to the next plateau. And at the time, when radio was playing Highway to Hell, I remember this vividly. They would play the fuck out of TNT. TNT was played a lot before Bond died. It was TNT. I heard Whole Lot of Rosie a few times. And, and the song Highway to Hell, I remember hearing Girls Got Rhythm. That was played a lot. And I think that's it off that album, as far as radio hits. And I absolutely loved it. I was very much into AC/DC. And some of that If You Want Blood album was recorded in West Palm Beach here in Florida. And during that time, North Miami Beach gave AC/DC the key to the city. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Isn't that nuts?
And you weren't there.
No, that was at the time, I think, when I first discovered him, with Yai. This is 78. This is before Highway to Hell. But yeah, Highway to Hell, I'm not sure if it was platinum by the time Bond was still alive, but I'm almost positive that shit was gold. It had to be at least gold. I know now it's like, what, 7 million?
8 million in the U.S. I don't know about The rest of the world, it's 8 million just alone in the U.S.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was 1 million before Back in Black. I know it did well. It did really well, and it was propelling them. They were on their way up, man. Just like Van Gina.
Exactly.
Van Halen was up there, and then he just jumped on it. But there's other bands too that I feel like, Iron Maiden's a great example too. People are like, oh, they sold more with Bruce. Dude, with Diano, they were on their way up. They weren't stagnant, and then Bruce came and made them big. No, they were already getting there. And you got to remember when they got Dickinson and Iron Maiden, they were an opening act in America. They were opening for Priest.
That's what I was saying about White Lion. Like, they already sucked, and Vito Bratta was in the band, and he was still in the band when they sold nothing. So.
I gotta tell you the story when I met Mike Tramp. They were opening for Aerosmith at the Hollywood Sportatorium. I saw a bunch of people running to the back, so I went, ooh, who's that? Joe Perry? Brad Whitford? I don't know. I ran back there, and it was Mike Tramp.
Oh.
Nice guy. He was signing these little things, and he saw me, and he pointed at me, and he goes, hey, I'm really good friends with King Diamond, because I was wearing a King Diamond shirt. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, I love King. We talked a little bit, and he signed me. I still got the little postcard. Them, poofy-haired White Lion, and I had Mike Tramp sign it. That's my stupid White Lion story.
There you go. As far as me with this album, I mean, my first AC/DC album was Who Made Who. But I was aware of them before that. I remember being like in kindergarten and I'm sorry, first grade. Like when Back in Black came out. You heard Back in Black on Chicago rock radio. But they also played Bon Scott. I was very aware of Dirty Deeds before I ever bought an AC/DC album. Dirty Deeds was played all the fucking time. And it was funny. It was one of those things. It's like, because, Brian and Bon, in a way, have a similar voice, but in a way, they're very different. But musically, like, you got the same, like, meat and potatoes rock and roll. I mean, it's AC/DC. But I liked them both. But it wasn't until Who Made Who that, I actually bought the shit. But I heard them both and just loved this fucking band. And I believe the first Bond that I bought actually was If You Want Blood, was the live album. And I fucking loved it. Fucking loved it. In fact, to this day, it's like when I hear Whole Lotta Rosie, to me, the quintessential version is the live version off of If You Want Blood. It's not the High Voltage or Powerage or whatever, Let There Be Rock, whatever fucking album it's on. It's not that one. It's the fucking If You Want Blood version. Love that shit. Always loved this band. Once I got into them, it was one of those like go back and get all the shit. And God, I remember being so excited for when what was it? Blow Up Your Video. I had the poster for fucking Blow Up Your Video before it fucking came out because it was in the record store. It was Angus on the fucking like nuclear bomb and shit for the heat seeker and shit. And I had that poster in my bedroom. I was like, oh, I fucking love this band. And AC/DC is one of those I've never lost respect for. I've always loved. Some of the albums, like I quit giving a fuck after Ballbreaker. Like Ralph, we did a review of fucking Rock or Bust, and I was like, ugh. Whatever, he liked it. I liked Power Up better than fucking Rock or Bust. I didn't buy fucking Black Ice. I was like, no, I'm good. That Rock and Roll Train shit was garbage. But everything prior to that, I fucking love this shit. But I really fell in love with the Bon Scott era. Taking nothing away from Brian. I think Brian's done an awesome job. But Bon Scott's my ACDC. And that's the shit that over the test of time still sounds fresh. I listen to it now. It doesn't sound dated. It doesn't sound like that. Like I still love Blow Up Your Video much more than probably most people do, because it's a time frame shit. But it does sound dated. The shit with Bon Scott, not dated at all. Every fucking Bond song sounds like it could have been recorded yesterday, and is just as vital and just as amazing. I love this fucking band. Unfortunately, I've only seen them twice. I saw them on the Razor's Edge tour and on the Ballbreaker tour. That's all I've ever seen, and will probably be the last. I know they're coming around here again, but like Ralph said, it's stadium shows, and man, with just Brian Johnson and Angus Young, do I really give a fuck? Not so much. Phil Rudd would be the one that would like okay, But I want Phil Rudd. I want fucking Cliff Williams. I want fucking as much live ACDC. You can't do shit about Malcolm. But I'm not gonna pay a shit ton of money just to see the fucking Brian Johnson Angus show. But this is timeless fucking rock and roll that's better than 99% of anything we ever review on this fucking channel. This is true rock and roll to the fucking bone. I wouldn't even call it metal. This is like how Lemmy would say, like, we're Motorhead and we play rock and roll. That's what AC/DC is. That's what Van Halen is. It's not metal. It's not Judas Priest. It's not, Iron Maiden. It's not Black Sabbath. It's fucking rock and roll. It's heavy rock and roll. And goddamn, Bon Scott was the king, man. The king. One of the best lyricists ever in rock and roll. Everybody's all about Dylan and shit. Give me fucking David Lee Roth and Bon Scott any day of the week. Those guys, that's street poetry that speaks to my heart and who I am. Love this shit. Ralph, why don't you take the first track, the title track?
The opposite of Stairway to Heaven, right?
Yeah.
Highway to Hell. What can I say? I don't get burnt out on the song. This is the difference between Bon Scott and Brian Johnson. When Bon talked about hell, he was talking about partying, getting fucked up, getting laid. Where Brian was talking about, if God's on the left and I'm sticking to the right and evil walks beside you, care of the devil. It was more an evil thing, where Bon was promoting like hell as a good thing. Like hell ain't a bad place to be. Rock and roll singer, where he goes, lock up the devil in my blood, telling me what to do, and I'm all ears. That to me is why he's the greatest. I don't think anybody wrote words as good as Bon.
Well, here's an important thing that I think to bring up, and I don't mean this as a slam at Brian Johnson at all, because I love Brian Johnson. But Bon Scott wrote his lyrics. By the time Brian Johnson got in there, a lot of those lyrics were Malcolm and fucking Angus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did get credit for a lot of the Back in Black stuff, though.
Yeah, he did there, but from not too far after that, it was a lot more like Angus telling what to do. Nobody told Bon what to do. Bon did what Bon wanted to do. Bon's a fucking man.
And what a song, Hey, Mama, I'm on my way to the promised land. Phil Rudd said this song was really about how much they struggled. And how much they busted their ass. See, that's the one thing I gotta say, man, about AC/DC. I can't think of a better band. to break it into the millions. You know, Angus, as much as Angus has busted his ass, because that guy, even the last time I saw him with Axel, all over the fucking stage at his age. But back then he was even nuttier, you know? That guy deserves all the money he got for all the sweat he put up on that stage, because I don't think anybody works harder on that stage than Angus Young. Is the hardest working musician than of every band I've ever seen, because Angus doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. He's constantly on the move and doing the duck walk, and unbelievable, man. And this song, what can I say? It's about how much they busted their ass, and and then this album started to pay off. This was the album that paid off. They were getting the promotion. They were on a midnight special with Ted Nugent and Steven Tyler introducing them, doing Sin City. Awesome shit, but it was still underground, you know? And a lot of people called AC/DC punk rock back in the day. But yeah, Highway to Hell, fucking classic, man. Amazing. An amazing song I can never get burnt out on. What do you think?
Oh, I fucking love it. And to me, this is true rock and roll. This isn't poser fucking, pretty boy fucking Elvis shit. This is straight up Chuck Berry, Little Richard rock and roll. I mean, and you can hear that from the guitar because those other guys played instruments. Elvis didn't. There's a band I'm going to fucking mention a lot in my reviews that has nothing to do with AC/DC, but I just see them a lot on social media, and I'm like, they're a bunch of fags. And by fags, again, I mentioned it earlier, I wish I knew of a better word. I don't mean like gay people. I'm not trying to be homophobic here. I'm trying to say men who are not fucking men in the worst possible way. And those are Man and War fans. And I'm not picking at you, Ralph. I'm picking at like Man and War fans as a whole.
But I'm a fag.
Yeah, but I'm not picking, because I don't want this to be like I'm fucking with you because you like them. But I'm just seeing this thing on social media. These fucking these fag fucking Man and War fans that's like, you're a poser. You are the biggest poser. You are a bitch. You want to talk about real shit? Real shit is fucking AC/DC. These motherfuckers ain't out there in a fucking loincloth acting like they're fucking Conan, singing about, we're going to storm the castle. Trees are walking. This is AC fucking DC. Coming out in their fucking street clothes. Well, you got Angus in his little boy outfit. But other than that, but the other guys ain't trying to fuck them like a Man of War fan would. But this is real rock and roll. This is real. This is no bullshit. This is no like poser fucking acting like, I got a sword.
The girl kissed me and I cried. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, that's fact shit
like
too.
The Cure. The Cure is bullshit.
Hey, but the Cure don't try to act like men.
No.
Man of War thinks they're tough. They are the worst kind of fucking like, I got an Affliction shirt. I watch UFC. Ooh. Fucking fags.
No, the Cure's worse.
But the fucking riff, that fucking voice, the perfect song. Big thing about this is definitely no way to get around the production. Okay, you got Mutt Lange here, and this was a big thing because this was the record label pushing this on them. Because all the albums prior to this were produced by Henry Verdea or some shit like that, and George Young, both Malcolm and Angus's brother. But Atlantic was like, hey, we got to get you with a better producer. So originally, they came to Ralph's hometown of Miami, Florida, to record this album with none other than Eddie Kramer, who they said, hey, this guy worked with Kiss. He did Ace Frehley's solo album. He must be the fucking, this will be the guy. And they fucking hated him. They fucking hated him. They fired him after like fucking 3 weeks. They're like, no, we can't work with this fucking idiot. We're like, we don't care if he worked with Hendrix. Fuck this guy. If we can't work with our brothers, we got to pick somebody else. And they looked around actually and picked Mutt Lange. But this is where Mutt Lange made his bones, Everybody like now Mutt Lange is like, oh, he did all this and all that. This is where he made his fucking name, was with the AC/DC. But it was a struggle at first. He was telling Bon Scott how to breathe while he was recording and singing his songs. And Bon's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And there's a part in this, I forget, I think it's like the third or fourth song, where he's like trying to tell Bon Scott, like, breathe like this so you'll sing better. And Bon's like, okay, well, if you can fucking do it, show me. And he did it. And then Bon's like, fuck you, But he did it. And he showed he showed Angus how to fucking, he's like, do this during your solo. And God damn it, Ace. Why am I underselling this band? Angus was like, fuck you, you don't tell me how to play guitar. But then he heard the results. He's like, fuck, this guy knows what he's talking about, This is what separates it from the other ones. I go back and forth. What's my favorite AC/DC album? This or Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap? Love them both. Love them both. God damn, is it hard to pick one from the other. But you can definitely, when you hear this, you hear AC/DC going to the next level on this fucking album. And it's like, it's better production, but without the Bob Rock effect where you're neutered and all your balls are taken away. There's still plenty of fucking balls on this, but you hear background vocals for the first time on AC/DC shit. You hear tighter production. It's just amazing. And another thing I think is important to think on this. Am I the only one who used to think there was a racist line in this song?
It's funny.
You know what I'm talking about, Ralph?
I do know what you're talking about, and I discovered this only 4 or 5 months ago. I never knew that, and there was a video on YouTube that it clearly sounds like Bon Scott is saying the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
What's the line again? He says that it sounds like.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Until I'm serious, till about 5 years ago, I thought he was saying the N-word, but what he's saying is season ticket on a one-way ride.
Yeah.
And I always thought he said she's a N-word on a one-way ride.
And it sounds like he's saying that.
Yeah. But now that I know it, though, that he's saying season ticket, when I listen to it, I can hear it if I try. I'm not at all saying that's what he was saying. I sincerely doubt it. But to my ears, for years, I'm like, wow, how can he say that? It's like, wow, how can they play that on the radio?
And now, after 4.5 decades, I always thought he said season ticket on a one-way ride.
Oh, you thought he said what he said? Holy shit.
Yeah, and then when I saw the video of this guy on YouTube saying it sounds like the N-word, I was like, oh my God, it totally does. Totally. Yeah. But I always thought it was season ticket on a one-way ride. I was correct. But my God, I never caught on to that.
Yeah, no, I always thought he said the N-word, and I was like, holy fuck, Like, wow. I still love the song, but I was like, God damn. But, fucking love it. It's a fucking classic. And, like you brought up, and Phil Rudd talked about this in an interview. This is about them paying their dues, man. This is them going on tour. And this is a fucking true rock and roll band. Unlike Man of War, that are a bunch of fags. I'll take the next song. Where are we at here? Uh, I'm drunk, so bear with me. Okay, next song. Girls Got Rhythm. Holy shit. Do I love this song. Very Stones-esque rocker to me. Yet AC/DC to the bone. But it's just got that. What I love about AC, there's no pretension with AC/DC. There's no pretending to be something else. There's no like, hey, we're going to do the I Was Made for Loving You to get on the radio. They're AC/DC. They're going to play fucking rock and roll. And I love it. It's a perfect song. And this is straight up, this is working man's metal, not poser shit. Like fucking Manowar. Yep. Yep. That's poser shit. None of these motherfuckers are in a loincloth. Like a bunch of fags. This is real. This is a song about men who have fucking smelled pussy and have fucked pussy. And they wrote a song about it. The Girls Got Rhythm. This isn't about storm the castle, trees are walking, I got a sword. It ain't no fag shit like that. This is Girls Got Rhythm. This is about a girl sitting on your dick and she is moving to a rhythm that will make you come. And you're like, I better think about baseball because this girl's got rhythm. There ain't no fucking Manowar song that's about no fucking like that. Bunch of fucking fags. What do you think about Girls Got Rhythm, Ralph?
It's all one riff. You ever notice that about this song? From the beginning to end, it's only one riff. And that riff is so good, you don't even notice it. It's supposed to be repetitive and boring, right? If you do the same riff for 2.5 or 3 minutes. But not this. And yes, the lyrics, it's about chicks, about, it's not about Friday, I'm in love with, your husband.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like that Cure stuff, that Cure stuff.
That song's horrible.
That Cure stuff's poser stuff, they Manowar does this with their swords, and the Cure fans get tweezers and do it with their little sword. You see.
He touched me, and I cried.
AC/DC, you don't have sword fights with your cock like Cure fans. It's real rock and roll, not this pretentious. I am proud that I'm gay. I'm a British cigarette and damn proud of it. And look at me. I resemble a bundle of woods in Canada. None of that is in AC/DC music. That's Cure stuff, because Cure stuff is poser stuff for guys that are really just gay, like bundles of wood in Canada.
Sad Ben.
Fucking great song. All right, the next one. Walk All Over You. I don't need to fucking sell this here. I know this fucking album. 1979, when this album came out, man, and you hear a song like Walk All Over You, that was 100% heavy metal in 1979. That's what it was. This was totally heavy metal. The fucking blasting that Phil Rudd is doing in the beginning of that song, bah, bah, boom, bah, boom. My God, speaking of Cure fans, I used to hang out with people that didn't like the Cure, but they were like Cure fans. And every time they would mention like crappy drummer, they'd bring up Phil Rudd.
Really?
Yep. And
Phil Rudd as a bad drummer?
Yeah, they felt like he was too simple. And I explained to these wannabe Cure fans, I said, listen, you get Mike Portnoy to do Let There Be Rock for 8 minutes straight. And let's see if his arms don't fall off. Look at Phil Rudd in the movie Let There Be Rock, Highway to Hell tour. The guys, they have to fucking change the snare drum because he breaks them. He's a monster player. One of the
You should have ripped the Manowar fan shirt right off their fucking chest and punched him right in the fucking face.
None of these faggots like fucking Manowar either, because they're faggots.
Oh,
But they don't like the Cure, which is very perplexing to me. But "Walk All Over You," my favorite line in the song was when Bon Scott says, "You're looking so good under me." Fucking badass. And I've had this song. I've fucked to Highway to Hell. I don't know how many times. And I remember, man, that looking so good under me. I remember just staring at the chick I was plowing. By the way, it was a chick I was plowing because I like Manowar, not the Cure. So yes, "Walk All Over You" is to me, it will always be a heavy metal song. That's what it is. It's relentless. It's powerful. The riffs, the fucking energy, the Bond fucking snarl, the killer drumming from Phil Rudd, fucking masterpiece. "Walk All Over You." What do you think?
oh my god, I fucking love it. I mean, what a fucking groove on this fucking song. And I love like, the slow to the fast. It starts out with that slow groove and then it picks up and oh my god. Uh Perfect fucking song, man. Perfect fucking song written by men who fuck women. Unlike fucking Man of War fans, who fuck other men in loincloths, and go, ooh, my Dungeons and Dragons card says this. You fucking fag, fucking pickle whistler, fucking cocksuckers, fucking fags. No, this was written by men. This is about men fucking women. And a matter of fact, I had it set up. Not this album, but this band. This was the band that I was supposed to lose my virginity to. I had it set up 8th grade, fucking dance, and I had the boombox set up that I was gonna hit play, and it was gonna be "Shook Me All Night Long," and that was gonna be the song I lost my virginity to. But the chick decided she didn't want to be date raped that night, and I didn't get laid. So I didn't lose my virginity to that. But I did get laid to Guns N' Roses "Patience" early
Well,
on.
if you would have played the
Yeah,
Cure, I'm sure that chick slash guy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, if I would have played "Blow Your Fucking Speakers," I'm sure a nice guy would have let me suck his cock, but that didn't happen. But no, Man of War is for fucking fags. AC/DC is for fucking men. This shit is fucking amazing. We go to the next song, "Touch Too Much." Holy shit. This one, again, the groove on this fucking song. But yet still like it's like groove, but there's no like "I was made for loving you" sellout disco fucking crap. No shit like that. I mean, it's just fucking rock and roll to its goddamn core. I love this shit. It's genius. I love the polish of this. You hear this that you didn't hear on the other AC/DC albums, and this is like the Mutt Lange influence coming in. They had plenty of great songs, plenty of great rock and rollers, but this is something you get from the Mutt Lange production you didn't get on the other albums, and that's why I think he was perfect. And I think all of the best sounding AC/DC albums were with Mutt Lange. Not always my favorite, but seriously, the best sounding, the best production was with him. I love this one. You know, it's fucking true rock and roll without losing its balls, like fucking gay ass fucking Manowar. What do you think of this song, Ralph?
Not only my favorite song off this album, but it's my all-time favorite AC/DC song.
Wow,
Yep.
wow,
This is the greatest AC/DC song ever. I,
wow.
it's just amazing. I love, it's a song about, being touched too much, and yeah, fuck yeah, it's fuck. Unlike The Cure, where a girl touches him and he cries.
Sad.
What a
Did
fuck.
you know? Did you know? We'll get to it later when it happens. But did you know that Angus Young said the worst AC/DC song is on this album.
Wow, no, I don't know that.
Yeah,
All right,
blew my fucking mind too.
I'm sure it's
I
not
know.
this song.
No, it's not this song, and I don't agree. But
I don't think
yeah,
there's a bad song on this album, and I'll tell you this now. For many years, I thought it was played with filler on side two.
really,
On side two, but now I love all those songs.
yeah,
You know, even
yeah. To me, it's
even
nut for with Dirty Deeds, man.
even Nightcrawler, I felt was a filler back in the day.
Wow, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I'll be interested to see if the one that Angus said is the worst song they ever did was the one you didn't like. But we've got a while before we get to that. Ralph, why don't you take the next song, "Beating Around the Bush"?
Oh my God, the fastest, crazy riffage. I believe this has been played once, only once. And there is footage on YouTube of them doing it on a TV show lip sync. My God, it's relentless. It's a relentless. What a way to end side one with this song. It's just fast riffage. Love, I love Bond's delivery. Then that it's just beyond badass. Beating around the bush, a perfect song and a perfect ending to side one on Highway to Hell. That's what I feel about beating around the bush.
Well, I fucking agree with you. This is perfect, and this is Chuck Berry to the fucking core, and that's what I love about Angus Young. Angus Young is all about Chuck Berry. He's like, fuck Elvis and his fucking fat bloated ass who died. And Angus has gone on record to say, fuck Manowar. They're a bunch of fucking fags. This is rock and roll for people who get fucking laid. Unlike people who play fucking Dungeons and Dragons and go to Renaissance fairs to see fucking Blackmore's Night. This is a song for fucking men who get what beating around the bush is about. Because back then, it wasn't called rape. It was a struggle snuggle. And we won every time. God damn it. Fucking beating around the bush. You get that pussy, motherfucker. You get that. You get laid. You don't take no for an answer. Yes, great way to fucking end side one. We go to side two. Holy shit. Shot Down in Flames. Oh my God. Let's see what I wrote. I'm so fucking drunk. I don't know what I put. 1+2. That damn groove on here. Oh my God. This is fucking alpha male fucking metal. This is no beta bitch fucking Dungeons and Dragons fucking power metal fantasy crap. This is for guys who live in the real world and get fucking pussy and get laid. Like you faggots who listen to The Cure, like me, and fucking Manowar. Shot Down in Flames. That's like, yeah, you don't get every chick, but if you keep going, you get a lot of them, you know? Don't give up. God damn. Shot Down in Flames. What a fucking song. And again, like, okay, this is the sixth song. We made it through the first side. We're starting off the second side. Not one fucking filler track. Not one, like, okay, this is an album track. To me, these are all, any one of these songs that we've got to at this point could be a fucking single. And proof is in the fucking pudding. This is one they still pull out live, even with Brian Johnson. This one still gets pulled out, and for goddamn good reason. Shot Down in Flames. Fucking masterpiece. What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah, it's a masterpiece. This song, not the song's attitude has gotten me laid more time than you can imagine. See, I used to get laid a lot back in the day, and a lot of times I would get laid by extremely hot girls that were way out of my league. But the only reason they slept with me was because they liked my uh, you know, my
They like that you weren't wearing a Man of War shirt.
they,
You
they
know?
they like that they liked my chutzpah. You know, they look at me and they're like, I would never fuck this guy, but look at him. He's confident. He thinks he's gonna get me. Now, mind you, all right, I'll be honest. I've been shot down way more than I've ended up with hot girls. Way more. I'd say like 9 out of 10 would shoot me down. But that one is worth it. You know what I'm saying? And I
Oh yeah.
and I had that attitude. I thought, all right, you don't like me, I get it. But boy, when you go to Mango's on Ocean Drive on a Saturday night in the fucking 90s, bunch of drunk chicks, and I lived very close, and it's because of Shot Down in Flames. I had the courage to go up to these girls, and because a lot of guys are shy. Oh, I'm afraid to get shot down. Dude, if you're afraid to get shot down, you're never going to bang somebody out of your league.
And rather, I think this is important to teach the young children who are watching this, and I think you'll agree on this. There's the age old, treat a whore like a queen and a queen like a whore, and you have to have confidence. You have to care like you don't care if she comes, stays, or play. She can hit the streets or hit the sheets. Don't make me know. Never mind. Can you dig it? You got to have that attitude. If you have, could I please, can I blow your speakers? No, no, done. You got to go in there and act like you want to fuck. If not, I'm going to fuck your friend. Then they'll be like, here goes the panties. And if not, you give them roofies like Bill Cosby. That's how we did it back in the day. Roofies. I ain't asking you if you got a choice, bitch. That's what I'm saying. That's how men got laid back in the day. So, yeah. Right, Ralph?
You are correct, sir.
Awesome. All right. Well, why don't you take the next song? Get it hot.
I will, but you forgot to bring up Manowar on the last song. Go ahead.
Oh, they suck. Bunch of fags.
But there's no connection. Shot Down in Flames and Manowar.
Well, yeah, no, there's no connections because a Manowar fan would be even too much of a pussy to get shot down. They don't even ask. Bunch of fucking pussies. Dragons.
You don't think Manowar fans got shot down by gay guys?
No. Gay guy. That's a thing. That's a thing. Gay guys don't say no. There's no fucking barter system. There's no you wanna. There's no, we have to. Yeah, I'll suck your dick. I'm a Manowar fan.
So there you go. Manowar fans don't get laid.
Yeah, they get laid, but by other dudes.
Yeah. You can get laid.
Bunch of fags. All right, what do you think about Get It Hot?
This was the song I thought was filler back in the day. And I was damn wrong. What an awesome song. Short, to the point. Probably was filler in mind, making the album, because I do not believe it's ever been played live. Might have. I don't think so. But I think it's a great, fun, short, rockin' tune. I love Get It On. And I saw them play it on the Ball Breaker tour.
Oh, wow. I don't remember if they played it when I saw them. I was fucked up.
They played Get It Hot and Down Payment Blues that night.
Wow. Yeah, I was so oh my God, we took a limo to that show. Got so fucked up. What a great fucking show. Had a coworker at the time. Guy Wayne. Man, I miss him. He was dying of cancer at the time. And this guy was way older than us. We were all when Ballbreaker came out, me and all my friends, we were Yeah, we're lucky if we were old enough to drink. And Wayne was just like this awesome old dude, had to take leave from work because of his cancer. And we said, fuck it. We're taking Wayne to fucking ACDC. And we're taking a limo. And we took him in a fucking limo. And it was one of the most amazing nights. Because, like I said, he was off of work because of his sickness. And he said that's what kept him going. Is we called him and we said, Wayne, we're taking you to ACDC. And we're going in a limo. And he said that, he goes, that kept me, he died, I would say probably about 3 years after it. But he said at that point in time, when he's in and out of the hospital doing chemo and shit, he goes, the fact that you kids cared about me that much, that you bought me a ticket and you were taking me first class, he goes, that gave me all the inspiration that I needed. And man, maybe this shit choked me up, but he was a good dude and we had a fucking hell of a night. Hell of a night. And it was so funny. I'll never forget this dude. He was a class act. At one point, we were taking the limo and we'd been partying before, and one guy had to piss. And he's like, I'm rolling down the window and I'm taking a piss. And he stood in front of the guy taking a piss because there was girls with us. And he's like, girls don't need to see that. They're going to get raped at ACDC later. They don't need this. He's like, I'm a gentleman.
Well, that's nice, Ian, that the guy was
God damn.
able. Unlike somebody, I bought his ticket and I kept having to wake him up during the show. I'm not going to bring him up, though you know who he is. I bought somebody a ticket and they basically got drunk and passed out throughout the whole show.
Was it Lee Gertzman?
I ain't going to answer that question.
Okay, well then I'll just guess that I love that guy.
I used to.
No, I like this song. I will say it's my least favorite on the album, but it still rocks. It still rocks. Rocks better than any Conan fucking cosplay, fucking faggot, fucking goddamn fucking Man of War shit. But I will say this is the one, like, if you're going to call something out, like you said, you used to think the second side, had some filler. I would say this, but goddamn, this is killer filler to me. And we're still not at the song that Angus Young thinks was the worst song that AC/DC ever did.
I have a feeling I know what song it is.
Ooh, I'd be interested to see if you're right. I will let you know. But it was not this song.
Oh, we got to the song. I'm going to say, this is a song I bet Angus doesn't like.
All right. Well, I will take the next song, If You Want Blood. Holy fucking shit. Awesome. And, I think it's cool. This came out after they had a live album called If You Want Blood, You Got It. But they wrote a song about it. To me, everything about this song is AC/DC to the core. And I think it's kind of bullshit that this isn't played at every AC/DC concert from this point on. To me, it has to be at every show. Like you hear Shook Me All Night Long. I would rather hear this song than Shook Me All Night Long. And I love that song.
You know when's the only time I've seen them play this song?
When? With Axl?
With Axl.
Wow.
They never played it before that. I mean, at shows I saw.
Wow. I mean, I could see, it's a turning point. You have this album, then you have the Bon Scott era. And it's kind of like, if you look at their set list, I have a shit ton of AC/DC bootlegs. And it's kind of weird how shit would go through the tours. They would always throw in a couple of Bon Scott songs, but it's not always the ones you would think, But this is one, like, how do you not play this? But at the same time, I'm also like, how do you not play, if you want to be a rock and roll singer, or something like that? To me, it's just AC/DC to the core. I don't care who's singing. Certain songs should be played. Um, and this to me is one of them. I mean, this is just fucking rock and roll to the fucking core. Uh, you know, it's no fairy tale fucking, storm the castle bullshit like fucking Man of War. This is AC/DC. This is fucking. Oh my god! How did Axel do on this? Did he do a good job?
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, Axel did good on every song, and Brian Johnson's even tougher to sing than Bond, and he nailed it. Like Hell's Back in Black, that's a hard song to sing. And
Yeah.
I sang. I'll tell you a story. I played a club in Puerto Rico called Hell's Bells, and I told the band while we were at the hotel, "Let's play Hell's Bells tonight." And we rehearsed it with Alex playing on the bed, no amps,
Yeah.
and we played the song, and I blew my voice out singing that song. It was so hard. And then the next day, the promoter is a really nice guy. He asked us, "Would you do a free show tonight at Hell's Bells?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But my voice was shot. It's on YouTube, and it's an embarrassing thing. But I don't give a flying fuck. There's a whole show of me in Puerto Rico singing like complete shit because the night before I blew out my voice doing Hell's Bells. Bon Scott is hard too, but I think Brian Johnson's got more of a screech.
Hey, it's better blowing out your voice than blowing your speakers like a fag, like fucking Man of War. But no, that's some hard shit to sing, man. That is like it takes a fucking toll on your voice, man. You know.
Yeah, it was.
It's,
Believe me, it fucked me up. I should have never to do that goddamn song.
awesome. All right, well, why don't you take the next song, which is "Love Hungry Man"?
This is the one that Angus doesn't like, right?
Yep, you are right.
Yeah. Again, back in the day, I didn't think much of this song or Get It Hot or fucking Nightcrawler. This song, I know it's gonna sound blasphemous. I like this song more than If You Want Blood.
Wow.
If You Want Blood's my least favorite on this album, and I love it.
Wow. Holy shit.
I love the song though. Don't get me wrong. This is all killer.
That's all right. I won't get it twisted. I won't shit the deck.
Exactly. It's all killer, no filler. This is just my least favorite. And then I would say Love Hungry Man. But I love what Cliff does on this song.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Fucking shines. What an amazing tune. It took a while for me to warm up to it, but yeah, so Angus doesn't like this. That probably explains why I'm pretty sure they never played it live. Great tune. I love it.
All right. Well, I love it too. Yeah, this is the one Angus didn't like. He said, go ahead. He said he was going to chalk this up to a night of bad pizza, which made him write this song, which I don't know what the fuck that means. He probably should have said a bad night of listening to fucking Man of War, fag rock. But I love this fucking track. Love this track. And a big part of it is the groove by Cliff Williams, which this is the first album that Cliff played every song on. Even on the one prior to this on Power Edge, there was one song that Mark Evans still played on. And a lot of people don't know all that earlier shit, fucking High Voltage, fucking Dirty Deeds, Let There Be Rock. That was Mark Evans. Wasn't Cliff Williams. But what he did on this was fucking amazing. And I think you got to chalk a lot of that up to fucking Mutt Lange, fucking knowing what to bring to the forefront. Knowing what to do. I mean, his job, Atlantic Records, I think it was Atlantic Records at the time, said, "Hey, get these guys on the fucking radio." But he did it without, in my opinion, sacrificing the soul of the band and doing what they did. And I have no idea. Like this is and Angus said this was the worst song, I believe, in an early 2000s interview. Like, really? Have you never heard Two's Up? Or fucking Bedlam in Belgium?
Oh, I love that song. That song's awesome.
Yeah, so's Two's Up, but it ain't this good. I like all that shit.
It's wild. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did AC/DC discography with Will Carroll. And if memory serves me correct, this was his favorite song off the album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
I know for sure his favorite song, For Those About to Rock. Guess. I bet you can't. What's Will Carroll's favorite song for Those About to Rock album?
COD?
Nope.
What is it?
Guess it.
What's that?
Breaking the Rules.
I love that song.
I do too, but that's his favorite.
And that is odd though. That is odd.
It's as odd as love.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I don't see. I don't know. I don't get why Angus doesn't like this. I think it's fucking amazing. I could think of far worse fucking AC/DC songs from
Thunderstruck.
Or how about what's the fucking horrible Money song?
Money Talks.
Yeah. Oh God.
Mr. For Christmas.
Yeah. Oh God. And I like Razor's Edge better than you. And I'm still like, oh God, there's some shit on that fucking album. I like fucking Blow Up Your Video better than Razor's Edge.
I do too. I only like one song off Razor's Edge. Blow Up Your Video I like more than Fly on the Wall.
I think I do too. Honestly. I love Blow Up Your Video, but it's one of those things like where you say timeline is everything. Like that was the first AC/DC album I waited for. And like I said earlier, like I had the poster for Heatseeker with Angus on the nuclear bomb. I had that on my wall before the album even came out. I loved fucking Blow Up Your Video. But like going back and listening to it, it's like I listen to it like other shit I do from that era. It's like, oh God, it takes me back to being 13 years old. But I'm like, yeah, it's not as good as this other shit. I mean, if I'm being honest and shit. But, it's still better than fucking, Battle for England or whatever that fucking horrible fucking...
that would be Hail to England, Ian.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Hail these nuts. All right, so anyway, we go into the last song. One of my favorite AC/DC songs of all fucking time is Night Prowler. And I'm really surprised you didn't get this one at first. But then again, you said you didn't like Fair Warning when you first heard it, So, I mean, Night Prowler to me is just amazing. And it's kind of, to me, it's like the shit you don't get with Brian Johnson is you don't get the Ride On. You don't get the Night Prowler. I think the closest Brian Johnson ever came to that shit was Spellbound. One of probably my favorite song. Well, other than the title track, my favorite song off of For Those About to Rock. But Night Prowler is just fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it's cool because it has this weird history because it's always associated with fucking Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. The Night Prowler, Night Stalker.
You know what's bullshit, and I hate to speak ill of the dead. Malcolm Young, when they brought up the whole Night Stalker shit, he said that song is about sneaking around looking in girls' windows.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's about killing somebody. The knife is on your back in the alley.
Right.
Come on. That
Yeah. No. Well, you totally fucked me on my notes. But yeah, I said the same thing. You know, because I've read the same thing. There's interviews where they said it was about a guy that stole girls' panties. You know, but you brought up the great point that negates all of that is the line that you won't feel, you know, till the steel is hanging out your back. Okay, you're killing somebody. That's not about stealing panties.
and isn't
That,
don't they say like an alleyway or something? I'm pretty
yeah,
sure he mentioned an alleyway, like stabbing somebody to death in an alleyway.
yeah, and that. But I love the song for what I don't give a fuck. I mean, goddamn, you know how many fucking songs I've heard and I've never fucking killed anybody yet. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh,
I don't think it's
I've killed many people because of the influence of Nightcrawler. They just haven't caught me yet.
that's nice. Well, you're much cooler than me because I sucked a lot of dicks thanks to fucking Manowar.
Cure
Uh,
the
I'm
cure.
not proud of it, but I blew some speakers, if you know what I'm saying. Um, but yeah, I mean, to turn around and say like this is about a guy stealing panties, I mean, get the fuck out of here. But then again, if you weren't there at that time when the Night Stalker shit happened and all the attention this brought on ACDC, I mean, there was people protesting outside of ACDC concerts on the Fly on the Wall tour because of this shit, you know. So I think it's kind of some damage control, you
I
know,
saw.
like oh no,
I
it's
saw.
not about that, it's about this.
By the way, I saw it firsthand. I saw the Fly on the Wall show in California and here in Hollywood. California, there were protesters. Hollywood, no
Yeah,
fuck.
and I would say other than the fact that I just think this is a perfect fucking song, and again, like I've said a million times on this show, this is the kind of song that makes you want to start the album over. I mean, what? This is the only song that could end the album. But what's so awesome for people Ralph's age and my age is the Shazbot Nanu Nanu.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, at that time, Mork and Mindy, you know, it's funny. We're talking about that in a fucking ACDC episode. But Mork and Mindy was a cultural phenomenon. And that was a thing like them reaching out to American audiences and saying, like, I know what you guys are into, you know, and I'm cool like you know, I get high and watch Mork and Mindy, you know, and the whole like Shazbot Nanu Nanu. Kids today might listen to that and have no idea what the fuck he's saying. But to everybody else, it was this awesome, like, nudge and a wink. You know, like, what a way to end it. Like, you do that, like a song to most people that's considered very heavy. And then you're like, Shazbot, nano, nano. You know, hey, Orson, what's going on? You know, people at that time knew what the fuck he was talking about. And what a fucking killer way to end it. And I always think about that, like, you know, was it the last thing he ever recorded just because it's the last song on the album? I don't know. But what a way to end it. And, like, to me, that's always the last thing you hear Bon Scott say, you know. Fucking amazing. What do you think of Night Prowler?
fucking love it. I wasn't really that into it in the past because of the blues aspect, and I hate the blues. I mean, I hate the blues. But sometimes the blues is done right, and this is one of the songs. I would say that it's like Since I've Been Loving You from Zeppelin or T for One. I mean, those are the type of blues songs I like.
Yeah.
This one has more of a darker edge to it. This is like the most evil Bon Scott's ever been. He's never sung about killing people. It was
No.
always about partying or
Always about pussy, man.
yeah, or when a woman gets me down. You know,
Still about pussy, though.
yeah, but it's so real.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. For better, for worse, though, every other Bon Scott song was pussy, whether it was good or bad.
Yeah. And the injustices of the world, like Dog Eat Dog, Gone Shooting. Then when a curl destroys you, Kicked in the Teeth Again is the best song to ever listen to. When you're depressed on a fucking breakup, Right On.
Right on. Right on.
Right On is the one that you fucking keep going forward.
When a woman gets me down.
Then when you hear Kicked in the Teeth, it's kind of like you reached the end of being depressed of a breakup. You listen to Kicked in the Teeth and it gives you that, you know what? I'm not the problem, you are. And I realize that now. Let me tell you something. I realize now I was never fucking wrong. I always thought, why is it that I can't keep a girlfriend? And all my girlfriends, it always ended horrible, except for one where she wanted a baby. I didn't. So it was a nice breakup. That one doesn't count. But now with this girl I've been with 3 years, now I know it was them, not me, man. I always wanted it to work. They always wanted to cause problems, and so I listen to Kicked in the Teeth again, and I feel great. Now, back to Night Prowler. Yeah, I love it. And that whole Night Prowler thing, it all started because Richard left his AC/DC hat at a crime scene. Yeah. That's how they connected AC/DC to.
But you could see why he liked Night Prowler, you know?
Yeah. And Satan. He likes Satan a lot.
Yeah.
I watched not too long ago, I think it's on Peacock or something, documentary on him. And man,
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there was a real good one on Netflix. And if any of you out there can read, there's a book called Say You Love Satan. I read that when I was a fucking junior in high school. Really good book on not the Night Stalker murders, but the Richie Casso, like he killed the guy on acid and shit. And he was another guy who got arrested, and he was wearing an AC/DC shirt, and it was like right after the Night Stalker shit. But yeah, Google that shit, Ricky Casso. Yeah, he even when he got arrested, he had a fucking AC/DC shirt on. So there was all this shit on him, you know.
Yeah, well, Nightcrawler, awesome, love it.
Night Prowler.
Night Prowler brings an end to this awesome album, and unfortunately, the end of Bon Scott.
Yeah.
But what a way for Bon to go out.
Fucking A. And you brought up a great point earlier, you know, when people talk about like, oh, they didn't do shit till they got Brian Johnson. No, this shit was like right before he died, they were going up there. It's the same thing with fucking Van Halen and shit like that. These are bands who like paid their dues, you know, on the live circuit. You know, AC/DC is a prime example. Got no radio play or anything like that, but they came over here in '77, toured their ass off, and word of mouth. I mean, they kept going up and up and up. And by the time Highway to Hell came out, there was already a buzz about AC/DC. They were, you know, the same thing with Iron Maiden. You know, same thing with Paul Di'Anno. They were already getting up there. You know, but people act like, oh, it was nothing before that.
Anybody that says they would have never made it big with Paul Di'Anno are idiots.
Yeah.
They're idiots. Paul Di'Anno had everything going.
Yeah.
And listening back to those first two Maiden albums, come on, they're historic for a reason. They're loved by many for a reason. I know a lot of you Bruce Dickinson fans get upset with this shit, but there's this army of Di'Anno worshippers. I'm included, even though there's many Di'Anno people that just hate Dickinson. I don't hate him. I like the first three albums, and I love his solo shit. Well, his last song. But Di'Anno, would have made him huge. You know, and I think Bon Scott could have made AC/DC huge. You know?
Oh yeah, if they did Back in Black with fucking with Bond, you would have got the same results.
And I will tell you this, and this is controversial. I do like Highway to Hell more than Back in Black, but I think the music on Back in Black is better. It's like I know it's a popular one, but Shoot the Thrill, the music in that song, and what do you do for money, honey? Shake a leg, have a drink on me. All that music sounds like the next evolution of Highway to Hell to me.
Well, I mean, you made it perfectly. You know, like you broke it down for me, and you were absolutely right. Like I've always said, I prefer For Those About to Rock to Back in Black, but Back in Black is the better album. I just like For Those About to Rock more. But if you want to go song for song and how powerful the songs are, Back in Black is a better album. I just happen to prefer it, you know, whether it be, you know, Burnout or whether it be just personal preference. But, you know, you really made me look back and see, like, Back in Black is a better album. I just like For Those About to Rock better.
I think 70s Black Sabbath and 80s Merciful Fate is the greatest band, my favorite bands of all time. But in reality, the Beatles are better.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Merciful Fate are assholes, according to Ross the Boss.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They killed Man of War.
Hey, look, you can say whatever the fuck you want about Man of War. That doesn't offend me. Just keep Ross the Boss out of it. Ross the Boss is the shit. He's fucking awesome. And Man of War has never been as good without Ross the Boss. Because Ross...
he was better than the Dictators.
I couldn't get into that band.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know him. Mark Mendoza was in the band. I didn't like it. I thought that guy's solo shit was better. What was it called? Manitoba's Wild Kingdom or something like that?
Yeah, Manitoba's Wild Kingdom.
I thought that was better than the Dictators.
Yeah. Well, fucking goddamn fucking XYZ is better than Manowar, but that's for another episode. So fuck it. That is our episode on fucking Highway to Hell, which has gone just in the United States 8 times fucking platinum. Think about that shit for a minute.
I'm willing, hey, our listener, do your research. I'm willing to bet it went at least 1 million before Back in Black. If not gold, but I'm thinking at least it went 1 million before Back in Black came out.
That I don't know. Those stats I don't have, but I know, like, as of right now, that motherfucker has gone 8 times platinum. Think about how many huge, you know, albums that are considered influential right now that haven't gone 8 times fucking platinum. Okay?
Like Manowar.
Manowar hasn't gone cubic fucking zirconia.
I'm just saying they should have been.
Yeah.
They sold like there's at least 8 trillion gay guys.
Here's the thing to tell you. This might comfort you a little bit. Sabotage is better than Manowar. Hall of the Mountain King should sell better than fucking Manowar.
Yeah, you know. You know what? No, and all Mountain Kings of shit, but no, I would put my pick of the week above Sabotage.
Would you put your pick of the week above Manowar?
No, it is Manowar.
Oh, you fucking fag! All right, well, fuck it. It's time to go to pick of the week. What do you got for your pick of the week?
Hail to England, Manowar. Their third amazing album. It starts with it's not my favorite Manowar song. Probably my second favorite Manowar song. Blood of My Enemies is on there. Kill with Power. Immortals. the song "Hail to England," and Ross the Boss, man. And Scott Columbus, rest in peace. He was an amazing drummer, and Eric Adams is better than Ronnie James Dio.
No,
And
no, he's not.
oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, Ian. I was talking for myself.
No. Well, here's the thing. You don't believe that. You're just saying that to be
I'm
fucking.
not. I'm not. You think I'm like Bushy saying that oh you 812 is better than Fair Warning. I'm not doing that. Look, I mean, look. You can.
You honestly think Eric Adams is a better singer than Ronnie James Dio?
I think Eric Adams is the greatest metal singer ever. I do. And you know what? You can disagree all you want, but one thing you're lying if you say that guy doesn't have a great voice. You're lying. You may not like Manowar, you may think they suck, but if you think Eric Adams has a bad voice, you obviously are lying.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you think he's better than Ronnie James Dio, you are in the river is called denial.
No, I'm not. And dude, I love Ronnie James Dio. I do. I really do. But I don't think there's a better metal singer than Eric Adams. And man, let me tell you something. Eric Adams, like, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, you noticed, a little wear and tear on his voice. That last show they played in New York, he was perfect. Fucking perfect. Listen to Mountains. Oh, no. Don't listen to Mountains. You're actually a false metal poser. But I'm telling you, anybody out there, listen to Mountains and tell me Eric Adams doesn't have an amazing voice. You may not like the music. You may not.
Better than Ronnie James Dio.
And Rob Halford.
All right. Well, on that note, my pick of the week, you'll probably hate this shit because it's fucking metal. My pick of the week is an album from Black Label Society. And I'm going with their second album, Stronger Than Death. This one I kind of overlooked when it first came out. I loved was it Sonic Brew when it came out. And for whatever reason, I think I was just in a different headspace when, and it was only like a year later that this one came out. But man, going back and listening to songs like Counterfeit God and All For You and shit, and I mean, just amazing. I mean, there's a reason Dimebag got the fucking cover of this tattooed on his fucking arm. Fucking amazing album. Really good. Really good. And yes, it's Zakk Wylde, so there is that, but, it's still metal for men. I dig it. I love it. Are you a fan of that album, Ralph?
Yeah, I do like it, especially Counterfeit God. That would be my favorite song, which I've never seen him play that live, and I saw the Stronger Than Death tour.
Yeah.
Why he doesn't play that song live? It's so
I don't know either, because he's put out live albums since then, and it's not on any of the live albums either.
he doesn't play it. I'm telling you, I saw that tour. He didn't play it. It's weird how they made a video for it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Great fucking song though, and no, it's one of those I consider like a gateway drug. There's people who love Zakk Wylde, and then there's people like, no, he does too many. I think this would be an album that you would like, and that you would get into. I think it's a great gateway album for people looking at Zakk Wylde outside of Ozzy and shit like that. Really good. All right. Well, now it's time to go into Fan of the Week. And Fan of the Week this week is somebody I'm doing a fucking shout out for. Like, where the fuck are you? Where are you when we need you? Please come back. And that is TikTok Man.
Oh yeah.
We have to find this motherfucker. We have to get with him. And I know TikTok Man is not a man on social media. I don't know if he still listens. I know, like, He sent the last time I talked to TikTok man is when you and I got back together, and he sent me the greatest message ever. He goes, "It's about time you two fags work shit out." I shit you not. That is what he sent me. And that is the last time I've heard from TikTok man. I think I wrote him back like, "Oh, brother, miss you, love you, whatever." Never heard anything back. But he just sent me, "About time you two fags work this shit out." TikTok man. Not only was, Ralph and I both agree, one of the greatest episodes we ever had was the one with him where we did Kiss Hot in the Shade. But we hung out with TikTok man at the first two fucking Rockin' Pods, and holy shit was he fun. We brought him on stage for the first Rockin' Pod.
I made him flex behind us.
Yeah, that was good. The second Rockin' Pod, he's like, "Don't tell anybody I'm here." He was in the middle of a divorce. He's like, I got to do all this. We can laugh about it now, but he's like, "Hey, I'm going through a divorce. Don't say shit about the girl I'm with right here and blah, blah, blah," and shit. We'll laugh about it now. But goddamn TikTok, man. And for those of you who don't know, some of you newer listeners, it's funny. I see we still have newer listeners who are just as hardcore as the old ones, but they don't know the exact history of the show. Mark Daly. Yeah, go back. Those were some classic fucking times. And that is somebody we need to get back at. I don't care what album that motherfucker wants to review. I'll review it. It could be what fucking Jody Grind, whatever.
No, man. Even though it wasn't on here, on my other podcast, The Vieira Vault, me and TikTok man did
Beatles, right?
Beatles discography.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. We were both goofing on you because of "You Know My Name."
Yeah.
That song. And then later in the show, he started goofing on me because I liked Long and Winding Road, and he busted my balls, and it was awesome. I love TikTok man. I got to go back and listen to that Beatles episode.
I got to hear that one.
Because TikTok man is really good at talking about Beatles, like, should I say it?
Go ahead.
Ryan T. Russell and Edwin Canastracci, they were great on the Beatles episode. Contrary to what somebody said.
Who said they sucked?
Oh, I'll tell you after the show. I got some screenshots of some guy going nuts over.
Yeah, he put it on my page, and then he took those posts down.
Yeah, he made fun of you too.
Yeah,
and then he said something because of who played bass on Old Brown Shoe. Who gives a fuck? Who really gives a fuck?
Yeah, and then he sobered up the next day and took the post down.
And you know what he said during that whole time too? That, we no longer support David Lee Roth. We're a Hagar fan now.
What?
Yeah, he said.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he totally said. I got the screenshots. It was fucking. It's hilarious how this guy. He got really bent out of shape when I was telling him how that guy from Accept that I had on my show knew the Beatles, which he did, because I even got comments of people.
Yeah, the drummer, yeah.
No, it wasn't the drummer. It was a guitar player.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Christopher Williams.
No. I had the Phil something. But the guy is a Beatles expert. Where people were leaving comments going, "Dude, I'm the biggest Beatles expert, and this Phil guy puts me to shame." And I think Ryan T. Russell and Edward Canastracci and TikTok man are up there, way up there, other than some idiot that knows who played bass on Old Brown Shoe. Who gives a fuck?
What do you want for a fucking Oasis fan?
Hey, look, I didn't know.
Another fag group of fucking fans. Oasis.
I love Oasis. I love.
Hey, I like him too. I like Noel Gallagher. Good show.
Yep, I like them more solo. I don't want them back. I ain't gonna.
Are you going to that shit?
Fuck no. Number one, it's not even coming near me. Number two, it's stadium shows. No, I'm going to stay away from that. And number three, I saw the original Oasis on the Be Here Now tour. And then I saw them on Heathen Chemistry. I already seen Oasis. I don't want to see this downgrade. Liam doesn't sound good anymore. Have you seen Liam perform live? He's horrible now.
But you know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for some guy who paid for you to review 2 Toto albums to buy you a free ticket, you know, and then you're like, and then you give a review of the show.
I like Toto. You know who got me into Connor Stratton.
Love Counter Strat.
Yeah, he sent me donations to the new Toto albums, and I ended up liking the shit. And they are.
We better see Connor and fucking Trinity at the fucking next Rockin' Pod.
Yeah, great.
That's another thing we need to start talking about on the new current episodes. Rockin' Pod's coming up soon, and if you want to hang out with both of us at the same time, you better get your ass there. So, but I think Connor and Trinity are going to be there, and fuck it, I'll listen to Toto if they show up. You know, better than fucking me.
Toto's awesome. Did you see, by the way, Ian, the Yacht Rock special? I think it was on Hulu or.
Oh, the documentary? No, I haven't seen it yet. Was it good?
So good. And all those guys in Toto played on a bunch of those.
Fuck yeah.
From other bands. They're all.
I love the one thing I didn't see is they called Donald Fagen from fucking Steely Dan. They're like, would you be part of this?
Oh, yeah.
And he says, what's it called? And they're like, Yacht Rock. He's like, fuck you, and hung up.
Him and Steely Dan fans, you do not call them Yacht Rock. I don't give a fuck. To me, they are the greatest Yacht Rock band, period.
Yeah. No, I agree. I get it. You know.
I love Steely Dan. And I love him because, and to me, it sounds like Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
I own, actually, when I was putting my vinyl away at the house, I own Minute by Minute, the Doobie Brothers. That's like an ultimate Yacht Rock album.
Yeah. Minute by minute, by minute, by minute.
Fucking fools believe.
I could hold it on.
What a Fools Believe is probably the biggest Yacht Rock tune ever. Fucking great shit.
Love that shit. She came from somewhere back in long ago. Said a mother fool trying to hard to believe what I say. What I believe. For once in your life, you want to live somewhere. Man, the war sucks. All right. Well, if you love this episode, come back next week. I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. Who knows? Who knows? I'll be here, though. I promise you. I'll be here. I'm making more of an effort. And it's going to be new and live from Ralph's new recording studio.
Yeah, you're going to see my vinyl behind me now on.
Yes. Yes.
Back to the old school, because that's how my videos were back in the day. But back we weren't filming rock and metal combat shows. Now I'm going to be doing the rock and metal combat like I did my old Almost Human. I can't wait. I can't wait till I'm talking in the middle of the video going, now I'm going to randomly pick an album, then talk about whatever I just picked. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I love that shit.
I got my computer, I'm going to take my computer tomorrow, but I'm going to place it right in front of the records, man. It's going to be radical. I can't wait. I can't wait. I have been spending, 2 years with Tony Dio holding up all these albums I own. I own all this shit that Tony Dio owns, and he's holding up rare shit. I'm like, shit, I got that rare motherfucker. Tony's got it. But yeah, I can't wait, man. Next Rock and Metal Combat podcast and next Almost Human live, and I'm going to sneak in track by tracks now on video with my vinyl.
I need to break that. I'm going to hold out like rare, like fucking Bang Tango cassette singles and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you can get up to 10 cents on that on eBay.
if you know how to sell it. If it's got a slip cover.
Fuck Bang Tango. Fuck Mike Tramp. Fuck anybody trying to tell me that shit's good. It's good to you. It ain't good to me. And you can, well, I don't have to deal with that shit no more. Thank God. Fuck it. I apologize. You don't want to accept my apology? Fuck it. Fuck it. Thank you for all you did, but fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck everybody. I've gotten to the point now, after all that drama just passed, I felt bad. Now I don't feel bad anymore. I'm like, you know what? I have an opinion, and you're mad at me because of an opinion.
I love Tim Bream. I should have unfriended him for even talking to Mike Tramp.
Mike Tramp.
But more about that next week on the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
Bang on my gob.